What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. It finally happened. Blue Jays fans can rest easy at night knowing that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to be a Blue Jay for life. He's about to be a very, very rich 26-year-old, and staying with 26-year-old Spencer Torkelson is about to be 26, and he might actually be back, which I almost don't want to say that out loud because I don't want to jinx it. Victor Robles of the Mariners risked it all for an absolutely insane catch. So he makes the grab, and I don't know exactly what happened, but he had to get carted off the field after making that grab. The Red Sox, they owe a big thank you to their former GM, Heim. He might have traded for the next Ken Griffey Jr. Obviously, I'm joking around a little bit, but maybe I'm not. And then this kid right here on the Angels, he's trying to be the next Aaron Judge, I guess, because he literally copied Aaron Judge's lay kick, and now he can't get out. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's recap, but I never really do this, but hit that subscribe button, guys. We're so close to 540K. Let's see if we can get there today. Also, don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets, baseball, concerts, whatever you can think of using code Fuzzy. And I got the hookup for you guys today. If you download Underdog Fantasy today and use code Fuzzy, you get this free Bryce Harper pick'em. All you have to do is add him, and again, it's completely free, so download using code Fuzzy. First and foremost, before we talk about any game from yesterday, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will never have to worry about extra guac on his burritos. If he picks up a bag of beef jerky, he won't have to wonder why is it so expensive. He's just gonna get the extra guac, he's gonna buy the beef jerky without even looking at the prices, because he just got $500 million for the next 14 years. 0 pennies of it has been deferred. He beats the previous Toronto contract record that Springer had of $150 million. The only reason why Vladdy is not an MVP is because in 2021, he had to go up against the greatest player of all time, Shohei Ohtani. At 21 years old, Vladdy popped off for 48 home runs while batting .311. He's coming off an insane 2024 where he hit .323 and was 1 hit short from a 200-hit season. Me personally, I feel like he deserves this contract because he's one of 14 hitters ever to have 170 doubles, 160 home runs, a 130 OPS plus through their age 25 season. The last few: Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, A-Rod, and Griffey. Pantheon hitters. That's the conversation that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has inserted himself into. Like, obviously he's not the talent of those guys, but he deserves a mega contract, and I'm not saying it's going to end well, but he just turned 26. He has all of the tools to be a career 2,500 hits guy with 500 doubles, 400 home runs when it's all said and done. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I got to tip my cap to him because he's one of the faces of baseball. He's living up to his dad's name, and it's been a lot of fun to watch, especially after the Jays thought that we were all stupid and they said, we're going to keep him down for defense. No, you kept him down to manipulate his service time. Congratulations, you did something right. I like it. Now, before that came out, we had a series finale between Vladdy's Jays and the Mets. It was kind of a snoozer, not gonna lie. Pete, he's on pace for 198 RBIs. He's not gonna get there, obviously, but I love these early season pace projections. Brandon Nimmo had a big sac fly because David Peterson walked 5 Blue Jays. He's gonna get pulled after grimacing. Wait, he's not going to get pulled, so he's in there to still battle against Andres Gimenez. What in the world is going on? On the first pitch, he nails Andres Gimenez. It's now a 2-1 ball game. Thankfully for Mets fans, the pen clutched all the way up. I know I skipped a bunch, but I swear you did not miss anything. Vladdy, he grounds out to end the game. He snaps the bat over his leg like a twig, but again, even though he's upset there, a few hours later, he got a mega contract. The Jays, they're 5-5. The Mets are 6-3. I can't believe I'm saying this, and maybe I'm a prisoner to small sample size, but Javy Baez and Spencer Torkelson might actually be back. And again, I know it's a small sample size, but they're actually taking better at bats. Then again, they're facing the White Sox. Javy had an RBI single in the second. Then he had a signature El Mago moment with the crazy behind the back, kind of like no-look tag to nab Luis Rover Jr. in the 5th inning trying to steal second base. The White Sox pulled a 2016 Indians and blew a 3-1 lead. Some guy named Frazier Ellard, he walked the bases loaded, and then he walked Andy Ibanez to make it 3-2. Torkelson, that's a walk-off 2-run double. The biggest difference, and it's not even close, has been his plate approach. He is swinging at better pitches and laying off the ones that would have gotten him in trouble just a year ago. He has 6 extra base hits, a 440 on base through 9 games. It's not going to stick, but I want to see what the new ceiling is for a Spencer Torkelson who is swinging at better quality pitches. All right, we got a few more walk-offs. The Rangers, their comeback started with a Corey Seager solo home run in the 6th. That was after Drew Rasmussen was taken out. on 79 pitches. The Rays are always going to trust analytics before anything, but he is coming back from injury, so maybe they're taking it slow. Kumar matched Drew. They both went 5 innings of just 1 run, but the bullpens were a little bit shaky as Leody Taveras, he was able to score Jonah Heim. Heim was booking it for a big boy. Tampa, they answered with 2 runs of their own, both on RBI outs. Brandon Lau with the RBI ground out. Junior Caminero with the sac fly, but obviously I kind of already spoiled it because if it's a walk-off, obviously the home team won. The Rangers, they win on a Jonah Heim base hit. He's batting .333. Again, that's not going to last, but it's really cool to see him shake off the awful 2024. Again, just like Torque, don't know if it's going to last a long time, but the Rangers are now 8-2. They won 5 games in a row. The Rays have dropped 4 games in a row. Gotta tip your cap to the former Yankee Andrew Heaney. He struck out Goldie early on. He allowed 1 run over 7 innings, but I mean, you just can't seem to get torpedo bat Jazz out. That's an RBI double. Now, Andrew's offense did pick him up in the 3rd. B. Reynolds, Brian, well, I was about to say he tied it. No, he stole the lead. That is a 2-run double to deep center. Heaney kept on mowing down Yankees. He won that round versus Jazz. I think Heaney is one of a few lefties in baseball to have 150 strikeouts in back-to-back seasons. He's going to try for 3 years in a row with 150-plus strikeouts. He looks primed to do it again. You just saw IKF. He knocked in a huge run. Another RBI 2-bagger, and it's big because after Heaney left with 10 strikeouts, might I add, his bullpen folded like a tent in the wind. Oswald Peraza, you guessed it, another RBI double. There was a lot of RBI doubles in this recap, by the way. We have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Reggie Grisham is at it again. Mr. April, Trent Grisham is playing like Reggie Jackson. He makes it a 4-4 game. Tommy Pham, he struck out in the 9th. He obliterated his bat, which actually might have been a good thing because he got another chance. This time he takes out his anger on a baseball. Again, that brand new bat might have been the change that he needed. No sweep for the Yankees. The Pirates, they do win the final game of the series. I think this is the final walk-off. Oh my, Rafi Big Scoops. He's back to scooping. I don't even know if that makes sense, but he's finally on the board. Break out the Wally head celebration. Rafael Devers has become Barry Bonds ever since the calendar flipped to April. Now, Pedro Pages kind of took over and did all the damage for the Cardinals by himself. He had 3 RBIs between 2 doubles. Again with the doubles in the 6th and 8th inning, so it's 4-2, but Ryan Helsley, he had to deal with some seriously bad weather. He could not find the zone at all. He walked the pinch hitter, Wilyer Abreu, who's going to score in a second, as Romy Gonzalez, he knocked in Trevor Story. It's a 4-3 game, and again, Ryan could not find his grip. Rafi, the free RBI, he worked a fantastic at-bat to tie it. He didn't even have to do anything. Again, the calendar flipped. He had 0 hits and 15 strikeouts in 5 games to start the year. Calendar flips. 10 hits, only 2 strikeouts in 5 games to start April. This is going to come out of left field, or should I say right field. Boston better build the Heim Bloom statue now. He got Wilyer Abreu for Christian Vasquez. Wilyer, he won a Gold Glove last year and showed some promise with the stick. Now he has more F4 this year than Aaron Judge. Look at his baseball savant page. It is a sea of red. Just an absolutely insane trade from Heim Bloom, who also, by the way, drafted Christian Campbell and a few of their other top prospects. Like Heim Bloom, he's on the Cardinals now. He's literally watching his plan come to fruition right in front of his very own eyes. Game 2, same thing. Heim Bloom is watching his vision come to real life. Wilyer with another RBI. Sadon and Bregman, they added a ton more in the 2nd, by the way, mainly because Miles Michaelis just kind of sucks at throwing baseballs. I'm just going to put that out there. Alex Bregman could very well get MVP votes. I'm not even joking. These are his first 2 of 6 RBIs in Game 2. Is Wilyer, my lord. The 2025 Boston Red Sox has a chance to be generational, and is Wilyer actually Ken Griffey Jr.? What is going? Look at this hose piece. That throw was on a line to get Lars Nootbaar, and Breggy Bombs are back at Fenway. It's a 10 spot. Devers, he won a 1, but it just stays in. That's an RBI double. Duran, I don't have enough time to show it, but he had a few RBIs as well. This is the Devers, Wilyer, and Bregman experience. After that base hit, Rafi is 4 for 4 in Game 2. Bregman, he's off the green monster as well. He also had 4 base hits. He comes away with a massive 6 RBI game. He leads the American League in hits and doubles. He has 5 hits, 5 doubles. He's batting .341 with 10 RBIs. The Red Sox win easy, and I kind of feel bad for St. Louis fans, so I'll show this prodigious home run off the bat of Thomas Agassi, a mammoth 430 feet home run, but it was kind of like that Chris Paul meme, the hits a 3, whatever. This one, you know what I'm talking about. Colorado was the only other team to put up double-digit runs yesterday, and Chris Bryant even showed some life. Chase Dollander or Dollander, I've heard it called twice. Is it Dollander or Dollander? Anyway, he's making his debut. His first pitch was swatted out to Moniak, who slid in to make a sweet web gem. Tyler Soderstrom, he's hitting like the left hand of Brent Rooker, which is like, very scary. Another home run for Tyler Soderstrom, and this is a first. A couple different firsts. That's the first big league strikeout for Dollander, and it's against a guy who hasn't struck out one time this entire year. That's Jacob's first strikeout in like 40 plate appearances. Here comes the Rockies. Brenton Doyle. He is literally prime Grady Sizemore when he plays in Coors Field. That's a solo home run. I'm going to try and not get emotional, but Chris Bryant, he's alive. That's a nice little RBI single. Doyle, again, he's Grady Sizemore at Coors. 2 more score on a double. So many doubles. Another scores on how many 2-baggers are going to be in this recap. Ezequiel Tovar is going to have an insane amount of extra base hits once his career is all said and done if he stays with the Rockies for all I think he could play for like 15 years, not gonna lie. Chase Dollander, again, I don't know how to say. He had some high cheese for his 5th strikeout. He has really sick stuff, and he just couldn't get it past Butler on this swing, though. Lawrence Butler, he rakes, so you kind of just tip your cap, but so does Brenton Doyle. A 4 RBI afternoon. Tovar had 2 more RBIs to give him 3 RBIs and 4 base hits. Hunter Goodman, he completely blew the lid off of this one. 2 more runs. The Rockies, they get their their second W of the year. I'm gonna say this right now. It still kind of bums me out that Teoscar is on the Dodgers. Like, what do you mean he became a free agent after hitting 33 home runs and no one tried to pry him away from the Dodgers to save baseball? That's his third. He's gonna make it 4 in a second. But not before Glasnow got screwed by the weather. The velocity was down. The command was all over the place for not just him, for everyone. Bryce Harper had an RBI knock. Glasnow had a wild pitch, so he's actually out of the game after walking 5, only getting 6 outs he left after 2 innings. Vesia then grooved an 89-mile-per-hour fastball that I think you could have hit as well. Check on your loved ones, by the way, because that's Nick Castellanos with the grand slam. He goes yard 10 times out of 10 on that same pitch. Teoscar, he pummeled his 2nd of the game, so that's 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. Make it 4 RBIs. All 4 runs were thanks to Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie, now he's contributing. It's a 1-run game. He split the gaps to score Andy Pages, and Andy Pages, man, he might get sent down because his defense and base running has been awful. Ohtani, he got to 3rd base, so now Teoscar has a huge 5 RBI game on the sac fly. The Dodgers are now winning. Will Smith is batting .423 with a mind-melting .543 on base. Stoddy, thankfully, he's seen the ball really well. He is so key to the Phillies' success. He's got a 130 OPS plus on the season now. I don't care about small sample size. I'm going to fanboy over my friend, but that thing ties it up. And Philly, they reclaim the lead. You have Sosa doing his job. He beats out that double play. No RBI, but the Phillies go up, and then they take the series. Jose Alvarado now has 2 saves on the year. Again, that's a big question mark. If the Giants win this game, they'll be winners of 7 in a row and tied for 1st place with the Dodgers. J-Rod, he's cranking it out in San Francisco. Pause. That's his 3rd home run of the year. It was a long one, 423 feet. He's on pace for another monster power speed season with 3 home runs and 3 stolen bases already. Cal Raleigh, not as far, but it counts just the same. That's his 2nd of the year. Elliot Ramos, I think he has 3 home runs. This one's not a home run, but he fights off a 96-mile-per-hour fastball out the hand of Brian Wu. He's hitting .310 with 9 RBIs. Yaz, a 3-run oppo taco off of Brian Wu. That's as hard as it gets. Opposite field in San Francisco against a nasty Brian Wu. Now the Mariners did fight back. They brought it to a 1-run game. Luke Raley, he can fly for a big boy. As Ryan Bliss, he gets the RBI. The M's, they're down to their final out, but Randy, he's not fazed at all by these big moments. In fact, he thrives. He ties it at 4-4. Now we're in the bottom of the 9th. Patrick Bailey, he skied a foul ball. No. Oh my God, Victor Robles, he snagged it. Now, unfortunately, I'm praying that he's going to be okay, but again, unfortunately, he had to get carted off the field with a shoulder issue. He was holding the forearm, but they're saying shoulder, so again, I don't know. I hate to see it. Hope that he's going to be okay. And yes, I did purposefully keep this walk-off for later in the video. Wilmer Flores, just crown him. He's the MVP, right? The Giants are now tied for 1st place at 8-1. The Dodgers are 9-2. So San Diego, they're right there as well. They're trying to be 8-2, and it's going to be another hard-fought game against the Cubs. The Padres got 3 in the 1st. There was a hit by pitch, Xander Bogaerts infield single, a walk with the bases loaded to Jason Hayward, but that got erased immediately. As Kyle Tucker, he's leading the entire league in F4. He's on pace for like 16 F4, something crazy like that. The Cubs got a 2nd run courtesy of a Justin Turner sac fly. Now, I'm going to skip to this Nico Horner screamer because it's off Xander's glove. Nico, he's quick. He flies in there for a double, and I don't think I've ever seen this before in my life. They called back-to-back balks. The first one was kind of a normal balk. The second one, I don't know. He just kind of threw it away, like was throwing it away. The balk, I don't know what in the world was that. PCA, he scores. Kyle Tucker, he's going to make so much money. 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 35 total bases already. Jackson Chourio, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Chourio also went off, but look at Merrill. He's a superstar, okay? He and Tucker traded home runs. Jackson's was a 2-run blast that kept on carrying and carrying. Luis Ariz, that's a big base hit to bring it within 1. Gavin Sheets is going to get a ton of reps after his hot start. He actually had a lot of doubles with the White Sox last year, but he was on the White Sox, so he had no protection. He's got protection now, hitting .385. I know there are some Justin Turner fans out there, and maybe you might not like this, but he straight up dropped the double play. That should not have been called an error. It was a throwing error on Nico Horner, an awful call. Justin just straight up missed it. That ball was definitely within range. Tatis, he scores. The Padres go up 8-7, and Robert Suarez, I called him Ranger last time we talked about him. He's got 4 saves on the year already. This next game, I honestly thought the Twins were about to run away with it. It's one of the most roller coaster games you're ever going to see. So it's 1-1 when Ryan Jeffers broke out with the 2-run double. He's using a torpedo bat, by the way, and not that any of you really care anymore. It's kind of like old news, but he did not miss that hanging off-speed pitch. Correa, Buxton, and Larnack, they all collected RBI base hits as well. So in the blink of an eye, it's 7-1 Twins. Buxton and Wallner, by the way, both had RBI doubles. And again, doubles were all over the place in today's recap. The Astros, they kept chipping away, though. Paredes had a few RBI singles, once in the 5th, another in the 6th. The second one made it 7-5, which means that this Yordan Alvarez 2-run home run is a game-tying blast. That's going to send things to extras. The Astros were loving every second of it because it's 8-7 after an Altuve single, and Jake Myers, he stole home. And when I say he was barely in there, I mean by the thinnest of margins, barely in there. Josh Hader, he seals the comeback. That's a win, not a save. The Astros are 4-5. The Twins are 3-6. The Royals were super happy about that last result, and they're going to be even happier after we talk about the Guardians in a second. Mateo, I mean, he missed it against the worst guy possible. See, this is why ERA is such a stupid stat sometimes. That scored a triple. So after Vinny walloped a long sac fly, it's now an earned run against Cade Povich, and instead of it being a 3-up, 3-down inning, Michael Massey, he's up now with a few runners on, and they're all going to score. Chris Bubich, he said, "Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that." He was ice cold on the bump. He got another run of support, this time from Freddie Fermin. No, not Freddie Freeman. That is Fermin's first RBI of the year. He's out at second. Hey, he had no outs. I respect the attempt. Chris Bubich has been a machine. 8 more strikeouts. He has 16 over his first 12 2/3. 1 earned run in his first 2 starts, which should terrify the rest of the AL Central. Carlos Estevez broke out the Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha celebration. That means that he got the save. He's got 2 already. The Royals, they beat the Orioles again. Dude, my team is going through it. Cleveland, oh man, you win one and then you lose a bunch lately as a Guardians fan. Now, J-Ram did steal third base, so he's got 4 home runs and a stolen base. He's going to have another near 40-40 season if the stolen base stuff wakes up. It's 1-0 after Lane. I thought he had it, but the ball just died. The ball obviously is not dying because Logan O'Hoppe homered again. 4 in a row for Logan O'Hoppe. Kyron Paris, he's showing all the tools. He had a single, then he stole his 4th bag. He has a 545 on base, his first 22 plate appearances. He manufactures a run. Even though Kwani has a really good arm, there's no chance to get Paris. Tim Anderson has 3 RBIs the last 24 hours. Imagine if he gets going. Manzardo, he's doing things that you just don't see from lefties. He has 5 extra base hits after that home run. All of them, by the way, have been versus lefties, aka we call them southpaws. Tyler Anderson, he kept it 2-2. He somehow worked out of the jam against Carlos Santana, a lefty masher, and great. Sorry, rest of baseball. We let Jorge Soler get hot. 112.7 off the bat. Back-to-back games with the Jorge Soler blast. And now Kyron Paris is hitting home runs again. He copied Aaron Judge's long, kind of looping, slow leg kick. He's got 2 home runs, 4 stolen bases, and almost 550 on bases. The Halos, they've won 2 in a row. They're 6-3. The Guardians are 3-6. They're not looking great, especially their outfielders. They're looking terrible aside from Quan. Jackson Chourio, he started off a big game. I know I kind of hinted at it a little bit earlier with the Freudian slip. He had an RBI sac fly. Yelly, he finally did something. He has 4 base hits. That's it in his first 32 at-bats. Finally made something count. Some bad baseball by the Reds. Like the Bad News Bears came out. Frelick, he scores on a pass ball. This bunt was going to go foul, but Christian Encarnacion Strand picked it up, so a run scores. Jackson Chourio, see ya. He has 33 doubles, 23 home runs, and 22 stolen bases. His first 158, scratch that, make it 24 home runs his last 158 games. Remember, he just turned 21 years old. He and Jackson Merrill have completely overshadowed the other Jackson that was supposed to be the best of the Jacksons, Jackson Holiday. Man, the Diamondbacks look kind of lost without the heart and soul of their squad, Ketel Marte. Now, they did grab the lead early, but Washington didn't seem to mind as Nathaniel Lowe, he got blessed by a Corbin Carroll misplay. I'm saying that's a misplay 100% because it's a terrible backstep. He was backpedaling. Like everything you could do wrong as an outfielder, he did that. That's got to get caught. Now, it would have been a sac fly regardless, but you know what I mean, because this wouldn't have happened. It would have been 3 outs already. Alex Call, he sends one the other way, so it's 2-1. Lowe did get thrown out at home. At least Corbin made that out right. It's 2-2. Jose Herrera, the 5'8" short king, he popped off, and the Nationals answered 2 seconds later. C.J. Abrams had a sac fly. I got to show this Paul DeJong double. He scored one for sure, but again, this is not a repeat of the last clip. Washington ran into another out at home. Pavin Smith, he's going to try and keep the Diamondbacks in it. Lourdes, if he can make this web gem, he can say... It drops. Kyber Ruiz drops it in for a huge 5th run, and it's big because the Diamondbacks scored again, but Washington, they kept it at 5-4. Finnegan now has 3 saves. The Diamondbacks are winless without Ketel Marte, who again is their heart and soul. And there we have it, another recap in the books. If you've watched all the way until the end, I want to personally thank you. So in the comments down below, write Tater Tots. If you watch until the end, Tater Tots, and I'll respond. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy, and enjoy the web gems.
Back to the middle, and Junior, a glove for an out. No double play.
Hot shot. Nice pick by Walls. He'll skip that one to first.
Into center field, and O'Neal Cruz diving catch.
Here comes Marsh sprinting in. Marsh dives. He made the catch.
Salvi is out. Massey is out. Renfroe is in, and it's Salvi.
Pitch. Bailey with a swing and a drive. Deep to right field, down the line. Robles on the run.